Hey, what's up you guys? It's Sunday, it's Reed, and I am still sick, so sorry. This week we're talking about friendships with guys, cis or trans or anywhere in the middle. This is a topic that I've been really excited to talk about because I feel like I can really connect with the struggle of being friends with men, so I feel like I have a lot to contribute here, so good. So in thinking about this topic, I really couldn't think of any cis straight men that I am friends with. Like, any, really. Then I started thinking, like, why is that? Is that a conscious decision? Is this a problem? So let me just start from the beginning. When I first came out as a lesbian, so I was like a junior in high school probably, I had a group of friends. I had a couple of groups of friends actually, and there were cis men present in those groups of friends. One of them was like straight, very like bro, and then the other one was identifying as bi at the time. I don't know how he identifies now. We haven't really updated each other on our sexuality identification, but it was a little bit more it was very different relationships. The relationship that I had with him was a context of our larger friend group, which was just all queer people, and then the other guy that I was friends with was we were just like, I don't know, we were friends, and our larger friend group was just like people who like to skip school. So that was the summary of our friendship. But yeah, as I started to kind of come into my own identity a little bit, I was clashing with him a lot, and he like believed in a larger idea of gay marriage, but it was like the first election we could vote in. He was voting Republican, and he was talking about his religious beliefs and how he, didn't actually believe in gay. I don't know. It was like a whole big thing. But I found myself growing apart from him, and as I started embracing my queer identity, be that gender or otherwise, I found myself gravitating more to my cis friend who's queer himself. So I think that's just where it fell, and then it kind of ended very abruptly when I started going to a women's college. At like my first couple months at a women's college, it was really interesting to adjust to not seeing any cis men on campus, or very many cis men, I should say. We did have cis male professors and other types of faculty, and also our college was part of the 5 college consortium, so anyone from the 5 colleges could take classes at Smith. So there were people who did come, cis men who did come to take classes at Smith. But the general like kind of joke at Smith was every time we saw a man, we were like, what are you doing here, kind of thing, and it was like very clear that they were out of place. And it kind of just like in my mind for that 4 years, it kind of just solidified that men don't belong in my space, kind of. Cis men don't belong in my space, and that trans men are the exception. The only people that I was really exposed to becoming friends with as I was coming out as trans were cis women, and trans men. Now, do I think that stunted me? I don't think so. I think that based on my previous experiences with having straight cis male friends, I probably would have gravitated away from that type of friend group anyway, because that's what I do now. But when I was first coming out, I definitely was very grateful that I wasn't around a lot of like bro type cis men. And I feel like I have this bias, or this tendency that's definitely a bias to lump like cis men into this like bro category. And I definitely I come to this sort of judgment where if I see a cis man and he like fits this mold of things that I have, I guess, so being straight, being very masculine, into very gender specific, gender role type things, that I'm just like, no thank you, and that's that. Now, when I first started being outside of Smith in the real world as a passing, I was a cis passing man. Why is this so hard? When I was first in the real world as a cis passing man, it was very weird for me because the only people that were really around me were these like bro type people, and I hated it. It's just not me, either subconsciously or consciously, I don't know. I started like shedding some of my like queer feminist identity to try to be more like them, to try to be like accepted. It just felt so wrong, and I just ended up being like, what the fuck are you doing? This isn't you. I'm not a bro's bro, It's taken me a long time to kind of accept that. And now I'm able to, people like, a group of straight cis guys will be talking about sports, and ask me to join in or something, and I'm like, I literally know nothing about sports. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes they like laugh at me, or sometimes they like crack a joke or whatever, but now I don't even feel bad about it. I'm just like, dude, like I don't like sports. What the fuck? Like what, so what? Or like I like tennis. But they don't like tennis. They're like, no, football. It's in my blood, man. It's in my blood, man. Bottom line is, it's hard for me. And I think part of it is intimidation. Like, to be friends with, like, straight cis men. But, I don't know, I think maybe part of it's jealousy. It's a tangled web in there, and I haven't really like dissected it very much. Would I like to? I mean, maybe, sure, but just when I was kind of coming into my own and having those formative years, and especially outside of that, like discovering my trans identity, I was around predominantly trans women, cis women, and trans men. So that's like my comfort zone. That's what I gravitate to, and it doesn't help also that I have social anxiety, because I'm a lot less likely to attend an event if I know that like a straight cis guy is going. I'm just intimidated, and I feel like it changes the dynamic of the group a little bit. And I mean, is that a stereotype? Maybe. I don't know. That's just been my experience. If I'm out with like a group of trans guys, it's not the same as being out with a group of straight cis guys. It's just not. It's not the same. I'm like able to fit in there, and I'm able to like interact with them, but if I had the choice, would I? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just not sure. Anyway, this video is getting long, but I hope I conveyed everything to you in a good way that I tried to. If you have any more questions or whatever, if I can clarify anything, please leave a comment and I will respond as soon as I can. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on next Sunday.